Hi class, welcome to our Week 15 topic on Technopreneurship. For this week topic we are going to tackle operations strategy and global environment. An international business is any firm that engages in international trade or investment. This is a very broad category and is the opposite of a domestic, or local, firm. A multinational corporation, MNC, is a firm with extensive international business involvement. MNCs buy resources, create goods or services, and sell goods or services in a variety of countries. The term multinational corporation applies to most of the world's large, well-known businesses. Bombardier is a good example of an MNC. It has a presence in 60 countries worldwide, including 76 production and engineering sites. Bombardier acquires parts and raw materials from around the world, and ships its finished products, including planes, trains and buses, to its customers wherever they may be. After the discussions, you are expected to understand operations strategies in global environment, distinguish between various global strategies used in industries, and examine an organization using SWOT analysis.
Operations strategies in global environment. Operations management is the management of operating processes to achieve the highest possible degree of productivity within the enterprise. It is concerned with turning resources and labor into goods and services as effectively as possible in order to maximize the income of an enterprise. It requires the use of resources and staff, supplies, equipment, and technology. The strategy of operations is the plan that describes the designs and the use of resources to support the business strategy. An organization will analyze and incorporate effective and efficient processes for the use of resources, staff, and work process of designing organizational strategies. In order to commence the long and the short-term corporate process and build an efficient, effective management, service-oriented businesses often use simple organizational strategies. The strategy in the organization's action plan to achieve the mission. So each functional areas has a strategy for achieving its missions and for helping the organizations reach the overall missions. These strategies exploit opportunities and strengths, neutralize threats, and avoid weaknesses. In the following sections, we will describe how strategies are developed and implemented. The firms achieve missions in three conceptual ways. We have differentiations, cost leadership, and response. This means that operation managers are called on to deliver the goods and services that are better or at least different, cheaper, and more responsive. The operation managers translate these strategic concepts into the tangible tasks to be accomplished. Any one or combination of these three strategic concepts can generate a system that has a unique advantage over the competitors. The core operational strategies, cross-functional relationships, and organizational strategy. In business, each department relies on others to stay healthy and produce the desired results. If we say customer-driven strategies, to satisfy the needs and expectations of the target group, the operational strategies should involve the customer-driven approaches. In order to do so, a business must develop the strategies that analyze and adjust to evolving markets and continuously strengthen the core competencies and constantly develop the new strengths. If we say core competency growth, the strengths and tools with the corporations are the core competencies. Although the key skills can vary by sector and organization, they may include having well-trained employees, ideal business locations, and marketing and financial expertise. An organization will improve the process such as the customer retention, the product creation, and professional relationship building by defining the core competencies. Competitive priorities growth. The development of strategic goals come from the development of the business strategy and analysis of the market, and definitions of the key processes and analysis of the needs. A company assesses the operating cost, the quality of the product or service, the time it takes to manufacture and deliver a good or a service, and the versatility of a good or service about the variety, volume, and customization in order to establish the competitive objectives. Competitive priorities should include being able to offer a reliable product, service at a reasonable cost that meets the customer's expectations. If we say product and service development, these are the designs, creativity, and added values that should be included in the metrics behind the production of goods and services. The business can decide to be a pioneer in implementing the new product or service while creating the new customer goods, waiting for innovation to be introduced and market to boost them, or wait and see the innovation of the company is successful before going forward. Cultural and ethical issues. We have competitive advantage, competing on differentiation, competing on cost, and competing on response. Competitive advantage means that the development of the product that has a competitive advantage over the competitors. The aim is to create the value for the consumers in an effective and sustainable manner. Specific versions of these techniques that exist, but organization managers are more likely to be called upon to incorporate the variations of them. So let us take a quick look on how the managers gain the competitive advantage from the weak differentiation, low cost, and response. Competing on differentiation. Differentiation is concerned with providing uniqueness. A firm's opportunities for creating uniqueness are not located with a particular function or activity, but can arise in virtually everything a firm does. Moreover, because most products include some service and most services include some product, the opportunities for creating this uniqueness are limited only by imagination. Indeed, differentiation should be thought as of going beyond both physical characteristics and service attributes to encompass everything about the product or service that influences the value that the customers derive from it. Therefore, the effective operation managers assist in defining everything about the product or service that will influence the potential value of the customer. This may be convenience of a broad product line and that product features of a service related to the product. Such services can manifest themselves through convenience and locations of distribution centers, the stores, or devices, including the trainings and product delivery and installations or repairs and maintenance services. If we say competing on cost, the low-cost leadership means achieving the full value as specified by the customer. It needs a study to which of the 10 OM decisions in unwavering attempt to minimize the cost while meeting the customer's value standards. The low-cost approach does not mean the low value or poor efficiency. Competing on response. Response is often thought as the flexible response, but it is often referred to a reliable and rapid response. However, we desire response as having the full spectrum of values related to timely production creation and delivery, as well as the efficient scheduling and flexible results. That flexible response can be thought as the ability to respond to the changes in the marketplace where the development in the design and values are required. The global strategies. The international strategy uses the export and approval of the enter the global arena. It is at least competitive and with no local accessibility and no cost benefit. There is no flexibility since we sell or import the products from different countries. And the cost of damages may be low since we are using the same manufacturing processes and some distance from the new market. Nonetheless, an international approach is always the simplest, as exports, the entire little change in the existing operations and licensing agreement also leave much of the risk to the license. How about the multi-domestic strategy? It is a strategy in which the operating decisions are decentralized to each country to enhance the local responsiveness. So organizationally, there are usually branches or franchises or joint ventures with considerable independence. The downside of this approach is that it maximizes the competitive response of the local market. However, the approach has a little to no cost advantage. The global strategy involves the high degree of centralization with the headquarters organization, the company to promote the standardizations and learning within the plans, thus creating economies of scales. This approach is effective when the strategic emphasis is a cost savings but has nothing to recommend when with the demand for local responsiveness is strong. How about the transnational strategy? This contains the economies of skills and learning as well as the demands of responsiveness by understanding that the core competencies do not reside in the home country alone but may occur anywhere within their enterprise. If we say transnational defines the situations which the content, individuals, and ideas cross or transgress national borders, such firms have the ability to follow all the three organizational approaches: the distinction, the locus, and the response. So these businesses can be thought as the worldwide corporations where the country or identity is not as relevant as the interdependent network or global operations. The key operations are neither centralized in the parent company nor decentralized to its subsidiary. So what are the reasons to globalize? We have reduced costs, improved supply chain, provide better goods and services, understand markets, learn to improve operations, attract and retain the global talent. And these are the 10 decisions of operation management that support the mission and implement the strategies. We have the goods and service design, the quality, the processes, and capacity design, the patient selection, the layout design. We have the human resources and job design, supply chain management, inventory, scheduling, and maintenance. The strategy development and implementation. Class SWOT analysis is a formal review of the internal strengths and weaknesses and external opportunities and trends of the company. Beginning with the SWOT analysis, the companies are preparing themselves with their tactics to be a competitive edge. A company have the exceptional construction expertise or a great deal of talent to recognize the ideal locations. Nevertheless, it can be considered as the limitation of its manufacturing method or the lack of good suppliers, such as pre-existing project concepts that are released to ensure that they are compatible with a SWOT review. Thereafter, a plan for the achievement of the mission is created, and this approach is constantly measured against the value offered to consumers and competitive realities. The strengths and the weaknesses are the intrinsic to the company. The things that you have always influence over can alter. So examples include who's on your staff, the patents, the intellectual property, and the venue. Opportunities and threats, these are external, meaning that the things are happening outside the business in the wider market. So you can take advantage of the opportunities and protect against the threats. sector, the prices of the raw materials, and the customer shopping trends. So in SWOT analysis, we have the strength, the weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. If we say strength, these are the internal and positive attributes of the company. Meaning, you are asking for what business processes are successful, what are the assets you have to in your team, such as the knowledge, the education, the network, the skills, and the reputations. This also includes the physical assets that we have, such as the customers, the equipment, the technology, the cash, and the patents. We also have what competitive advantages we have for competitions. If we say weaknesses, these are the negative factors that detract from the strengths. These are the things that you might need to improve on the business to be competitive. And next, we have the opportunities. These are the external factors in your business environment that are likely to contribute to your success. Meaning you are asking that is your market growing, and we have the trends that will encourage the people to buy of our selling. Are there upcoming events that the company may be able to take advantage to grow the business? And then we also have the threats, which are the external factors that have their control as well. So you want to consider putting in a place contingency plans for dealing them if they occur. For example, you have to ask the questions, do you have the potential competitors who may enter your market? Will the suppliers always be available to supply the raw materials you need at the prices you need? Could future developments in the technology change how do you do on your business? Or is your consumer behavior changing in a way that could negatively impact your business? And their market trends that could become a threat. For further studies on these week topics, you may visit the following sites for readings and references. Thank you and have a nice day.